Hello and welcome to the Career Cafe with the Montana State University Billings. I'm Stephanie Cowan, and today we're going to be highlighting our transportation programs, and those are located at our City College campus. So before we get started in the core areas, let's talk a little bit about City College and what it has to offer. So we are considered one of the 5 colleges of MSU Billings. We are located on the west end, so we have a separate campus. It's about 6 to 7 miles between the 2 campuses. Currently have around 1,500 students that we serve at City College. That's part of the 4,000 overall MSU Billings students. And then within City College itself, we kind of break it into 5 main areas: health and safety, business, transportation, computers, and industry. Also, just to give you an idea of our size, when I said 1,500 students, some of those are on-campus students and some of them are online only. Some do a combination. But when we put it all together, we have a faculty to student ratio of 14 to 1. Average class size for, again, all classes put together is about 23. But you'll find that in some of our upper division and second year classes that we have maybe 7 or 8 students in some of the specific courses. So some really great opportunities to connect with the faculty and get your questions answered and get that support that you need. And huge thing about selling point about City College, of course, is the opportunity to do some hands-on training through labs, clinicals, our internships as well. So some great opportunities at the City College campus. So we offer over 30 different types of certificates and associate programs. And when we're talking about that, these programs last about 9 months up to 24 months in length, so pretty quick. And try to be very flexible with it. We have some programs that are online, some are mixed online and on campus. And we really work with our industry partners in our region to make sure that we're meeting the demands, the needs in those particular industries. And of course, as I mentioned just a minute ago, is that they're very much hands-on. A lot of them are applied programs, so you have lectures, you have tests, but a lot of application of the material that you're learning. So when you go out into industry, you have a head start. All right, so let's talk about the transportation programs. We have 3 main areas that we break them into. We have our Automotive Technology, which is the mechanical side of a vehicle, gas engines, and then we have the auto collision repair and refinishing, which is the bodywork side, the painting and collision repair. And then we have diesel technology. So they all have a lot of similarities. They have some classes that will be across all 3 of them, and then of course very unique ones to their areas. All right, so let's visit about the automotive technology first. So as I mentioned, this is focused on the mechanical side of the vehicle. We have 2 options within this program. We have a Certificate of Applied Science or an Associate of Applied Science. The certificate can be completed in 2 semesters, which is usually about 9 months, and the associate's degree can be completed in 2 years, 24 months on that. Both of them, of course, have a combination of labs. We encourage our students to also do some internships, usually between their first year and second year if they're doing the associate degree, so they can get experience at a facility, whether it's in the Billings area or back in their hometown. And when students ask us about, how much lecture to lab, what's the ratio, how much time do I have to be in the lecture versus actually applying it? When we usually look at the full program, they usually, and most of them, it's about 60% lab time, about 40% lecture. You need to know what you need to know, what you're supposed to do before you actually go try it. But it just helps you reaffirm that you learned what you need to do. So you have the electrical class, then you go and do some electrical labs and apply that knowledge. If you don't get it, you can go back to the instructor and they can help you out with that. Something that is unique about all the transportation programs is that they do require tools. And that's not like a history degree, which you buy your textbooks and you're good to go. Here they buy textbooks, but they also buy tools, a basic starter set, but it's theirs. So when they finish their program with us, they move into industry, they already have a starting set of tools to take with them. And the bonus is they can get some great discounts from a lot of national tool vendors. Some will give 50% off their normal price, which is better than even people that work in the industry, what they get. So pretty exciting. Students usually do not complain about that because if they're interested in this field, they love tools too. So, but again, it's that starter set, and we have additional financial aid that can assist students getting those tools if they need it. And our faculty work really hard to make sure every student has what they need to do their lab work. The other key thing to know about our automotive program is certification. Industry certification, in the automotive field is through NATEF. And our program is working to help students get their ASE certification. So a lot of times when you go to a dealership, you'll see a big white sign with a blue cogwheel in it, and it says ASE technicians, certified technicians. For those of us that aren't in the industry, that gives us some feeling like, hey, these people know what they're doing, they're certified, they should be able to work on my vehicle and do it right. And that is really important. And so for our students, we again teach the basics so that they can work towards getting their own personal certification, which will enhance their pay and their opportunities in the career field. So, and our programs themselves are also NATEF certified. So again, they know that we are teaching those fundamentals to our students.
I am
and
here
as
with
far as
Kat
graduates
Fowl,
go too,
and we're going
there's a
to
lot of
talk to her
employers
a
that
little
will
bit
hire
about
our students. Whether it's a local or a small shop or a dealership, there's a lot of opportunities in our region and across the country that need good auto technicians. So we have a couple of interviews coming up with our instructor, Kat Fowl, and a couple of our current students. So let's hear what they have to say about the program.
I am here with Kat Fowl, and we're going to talk to her a little bit about her program. So Kat, what is it that you teach?
I teach Automotive Technology, and we have 2 different degrees here at City College. We have a 1-year certificate program, and then we have a 2-year Associate of Applied Science program.
And what kinds of things might students get to work on in the lab here?
Well, here at City College, we cover all 8 ASE areas. So you do everything from electrical to engine rebuild to steering and suspension, brakes, air conditioning. You get to work on all of it.
And are there internship opportunities for students?
We actually encourage every single one of our students to do an internship, simply because you're going to get the most knowledge from actually being out in the working world and getting hands-on knowledge with a mentor who's going to help you through the process and answer questions you have. So your last semester of before you graduate, we encourage you to do an internship. And our students do internships with everything from independent shops to dealerships. So really the door's wide open for where you want to do an internship at.
Okay. And then what kind of places do students end up at after they get their degree? Same kinds of places?
Same thing. Students, we have a lot of students who work in the dealership. We have students who actually have their own repair facilities now, where they're out on their own working for themselves. We have other students who are working for smaller companies, and they work on all makes, all models. So it really is up to you if you want to do a dealership setting, if you want to do an independent shop setting, or if you want to have your own business. One of the other options that we have students working in is students also work as a service writer, shop foreman, parts places, working selling parts. So we have students, it's not just always repairing the cars, but it's the whole process from visiting with the customer to getting your car into the shop to get fixed are options that you can do.
All right, Kat, thank you for your time today.
You're welcome.
And I'm here with a couple of our Automotive Technology students. And what's your name?
My name's Ryan. My name's Jay.
So, Ryan, why did you choose this career field?
I chose this career. I've always been interested in the way things work, and just, cars intrigue me, so pretty good choice.
Okay. And what has been your best experience here at City College?
My best experience is probably rebuilding an engine or working on transmissions, stuff like that.
What do you guys want to do with your degree after you graduate? Where do you plan to go?
My plan is find a shop, build up, and eventually start my own.
Okay, cool. How about you?
I'd like to just find a job at a shop somewhere and just work, and whatever happens.
All right. All right, guys. Well, thank you for your time.
All right, well, again, some great information from both Kat, our instructor, and those 2 students. So if you're interested in the automotive program, check it out. All right, so let's look at the next option, and that is our Automobile Collision and Repair and Refinishing program. And this one also has a certificate option as well as an associate. And actually has 2 certificates. You can do a certificate in the collision side of the program, or a certificate in the refinishing side. So some people just want to do the painting, some people just want to take the dents out. So you have an option if you want to do just one side of it. If you do the associate degree, of course, you get to do both sides and have the full breadth and be a little bit more flexible in your employment opportunities. So what's really unique about this program is we are the only one in Montana to offer this degree. So if you're watching from anywhere else in this region, no, we're the place to go. And not just because we're the only one, but we are also have a great instructor, a really strong program, and a very involved advisory board. So we have, in all these programs, we have industry professionals that come and critique our programs, make sure, again, they're meeting those foundational skills that they want. And this group, they're in need of employees. There is such a demand, and they don't have enough people to fill their need. And that's in our region, but across all of Montana and even our surrounding states. So if you are at all looking into a field that you're going to have some great job opportunities, this is definitely one of those to consider. And I love it because of, people ask us sometimes, what kind of thing can you do at your campus that is artistically oriented? And I'm like, well, this is definitely one of them. When you do the painting, you can do the detailing. And if you're really into that and get really specialized, you can make some really good money on that. So some really cool opportunities in that side of it. We also have some really specific scholarships just set up for the auto body program, again, because of industry support, and they're wanting to encourage students to go into this program. And what I would say too is when we work on projects, whether it's automotive or auto body or diesel, a lot of times we'll work on students' vehicles if it's approved, but vehicles in the community, and of course small parts that have been donated to the school, so we can put dents in some things and take them out and put dents back in them again and take them out again. And so, but they have just bought some new equipment in the auto body shop or in the auto body area, so they can practice their technique with painting without actually having to use paint, so not wasting materials. And so it's really cool. He's really been increasing the learning opportunities for this program, and again, the great support. So there's definitely a lot of opportunities and projects for the students to work on. And again, this also is certified through ASE, so those students are getting those certifications if they want to as well, or work towards them at least. And a lot of time, a lot of time in the labs for this program. So to learn more about it, we have Steve Woodrich, our instructor, and one of our current students, Sandra, who happens to also be a staff member at MSC Billings currently, that is taking some time to learn this new skill set as well.
And I am here with Steve, our auto body instructor. So Steve, tell us a little bit about what your program is and what you teach.
I teach auto body, collision repair, and refinishing. We are the only program left in the state of Montana, so we are also the best, obviously.
Obviously. And Steve, what kind of equipment then will students get to work on in your program?
We have chief frame rack, so we can pull frames, straighten them on heavy hits. We have a new nitrogen plastic welder, which we just got. It's the newest technology in repairing plastic. We have aluminum repair station, so we can repair all the aluminum stuff, the new F-150s and everything that are coming out. Lots and lots of course, hand tools, sanders, things like that. We have a lot of cool stuff in here.
And where can your students expect to go with this degree, and what kind of pay can they expect?
So we have a lot of body shops around Billings, plus all over the state. The nice thing is that it's a skill that you can take with you anywhere across the country. Pay potential, top 10% of technicians in Billings make over 6 figures. So there's tremendous potential for a good living, not just a meager living, but something really fun. And it's something different every day. So you're never going to have to do the same thing over and over again.
Thank you for your time, Steve.
Thank you.
With me here is Sandra, an auto body student, and we're going to talk to her a little bit about the program today and why she chose this field. So Sandra, why did you choose auto body?
I wanted a different adventure, and to learn something new and to get a degree in auto body because I like working on cars.
All right. And what has been your best experience here at City College?
Having a good teacher that will work with you and have fun in the class and teach you what you need to know.
And so then what is your goal? What do you plan to do once you finish your degree?
I plan on getting an auto body repair job in an auto body repair shop.
Great. Locally here?
Locally,
Okay.
yes.
Great. All right, Sandra. Well, thank you for taking a little bit of your time to talk to us today.
Oh, not a problem.
All right, well, as you can see, Steve has a lot of great new equipment, as he mentioned. So when you come to his program, you have the opportunity to learn on some of the latest equipment, as well as Sandra pointed out, he's also a great teacher and makes it fun, which makes learning a lot easier. So thanks again for their time on that information. All right, so let's move on to diesel, our last program in our transportation department. And diesel is very similar as well as to automotive, and that offers a certificate 9-month program, as well as an Associate of Applied Science for the 2 years. Again, you're going to hear a lot of the same stuff as far as automotive, very much hands-on. The labs, they also encourage internships, the split between labs and lectures. But one thing I want to point out is, of course, with diesel, you're working with different equipment. Now, obviously, cars and pickups have diesel engines in them, so you could be working on small equipment, but also works into construction equipment, into agriculture, mining. And there's a lot of diesel engines that are not mobile. They are not in a vehicle, so they're running in businesses, running different factories and things like that. So diesel engines are used in a lot of different areas. Really unique to diesel, of course, compared to automotive is hydraulics. And if you really want to make good money in the diesel field, if you are in the top percent in hydraulics, it'd be similar to the auto body, operating to make some very good money. Troubleshooting. And I think that's something that's really important to all of these fields. You're learning a foundation, and eventually, you're not learning everything, but you're getting a great solid foundation so that you can go out and work. And it's critical thinking. It's that ability to look at the issue, think through what is causing it, and then do the diagnosis. And again, that's huge in hydraulics. And so again, some great opportunities in our region. We had the mines, the Stillwater mine, Sabian mine. They donated some equipment to us that when you come and see it, there's hydraulic hoses everywhere. And so it's really interesting, great tool for our students to use. We have diesel engines that can get hooked up to the laptops and you can run it off the laptop. And so again, some great opportunities, some equipment right there in our facility that students can use to practice and learn that foundational knowledge that they need to go out into multiple diesel fields. Again, also ASE certified for truck diesel. There's a lot of different areas, but that's what our focus is on that certification. But again, we touch a little bit on everything as well. So similar to automotive as far as employment, we have the small independent shops, the larger shops with ag or construction and so forth as well. So some great opportunities wherever the students want to go. And so let's listen to what our instructor Randy Roberts has to say, as well as one of our current students.
And I'm here with Randy, who teaches diesel technology. So Randy, tell us a little bit about your program.
We got everything to do with the heavy-duty diesel industry. We go through and got associate and certificate degrees for diesel. You can do anything out of here as far as truck repair, heavy equipment, hydraulics. So there's a whole lot of different areas you can go into.
What kind of equipment might students work on in the lab here?
We got some different tractors. We got a couple of over-the-road semis. We've got a whole bunch of different older diesel engines. We got some electronically controlled newer diesel engines. Some trailers for the 18-wheelers. All sorts of different equipment.
Okay. And where do our students typically go to work after they're done?
We've got people all over the nation. We usually send quite a few. A bunch of our students actually go home because they're from a farm and ranch background. But the ones that do stay, we've got a bunch that are a few in John Deere. We've got some that are working for Caterpillar. We've got students in all sorts of different truck shops around town. So some to all the OEM truck dealers, that type of stuff.
All right, Randy, well, thank you for taking time to speak with us today. I'm here with Zane, one of our diesel technology students, and we're going to ask him a couple questions here. So Zane, first of all, why did you choose this career field?
Well, I chose this career field just because there's a lot of jobs right now. It's something I've always been passionate about and I enjoy doing.
And what has been your best experience so far at City College?
Probably the people, all the instructors, and everyone has been very willing to help and work with us. All the lab work and everything's been extremely fun. The instructors are very knowledgeable and they seem to really care about what the students are doing.
And then what are your goals once you're done, once you graduate?
I haven't quite decided yet. I'm actually thinking about going for my associate's degree, so for business management, but I don't know if I'm doing that yet. Probably I'm gonna go out and try and look for a job in the field though for a couple of years, just so I can get some experience. But other than that, that's pretty much as far as I've thought in the future anyway.
Great. Thank you for your time, Zane.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right, well, it was great to hear from Randy and Zane, and I think, you could see some of the different equipment behind them that our students get to work on. And again, yeah, diesel is wide open as far as a lot of different opportunities to go into. So, all right, well, thanks for joining us about that information about the programs. But I also want to talk about, okay, if you are interested in attending MSC Billings City College and one of these programs, is how do you afford it? I mean, it's a question anyone would ask. And I just want to share with you some information that might help you. So this last year, between both campuses, City College and the University campus, we awarded over $1.8 million worth of scholarships through our foundation. And there are some scholarships that are very specific to the City College campus, and even sometimes specific to the different types of programs. And as I mentioned with the auto body program, there's one specifically for them. So it's kind of really exciting for our students. And all it takes is filling out one form and you can be eligible for a lot of money. When we look at our overall population, over 60% of our students at City College have been awarded either a scholarship or some form of federal financial aid. So a lot of students are getting that additional support to make it affordable. And I always say this, I mean, it is an investment. The money when you're coming to school, it hurts sometimes to start it out, but it's an investment in your future. And it's a short window of time to hopefully get that good return. As you heard about the employment opportunities, for those top students, those top workers in these regions, there's some great returns, some great opportunities for a short amount of time and money to get you started. And just to give you an idea, as the Department of Labor for Montana did a survey back in 2017 and put out that report and said that City College graduates earn $5,800 more compared to the other two-year Montana two-year program graduates. So again, our students are doing well. There's a market demand, and so it's good to know that you put that time, the money, and effort forward, and you are going to get good returns on the back end. So what are your next steps? If you are interested in City College, if it piques your interest, we would love to see you. I think that's the best selling point. Hopefully you got to see a few visuals through the videos today, but there's a lot more to see. So we'd love to have you come in person if you can, and we can walk you around, show you the lab areas. When we're in session, we can always have you possibly meet with instructors as well. We also do virtual tours because we know not everyone can make it, and during this time it's kind of challenging. So definitely can do that as well, but get to visit with an admissions counselor, talk more details, answer questions for you. And then of course, if we already sold you on it, let's apply for admissions. Now's the time. We're taking students in the spring semester and starting in January. We used to have some classes that start in the summer even. And then of course our main startup in August, September for our fall semester as well. So now's the time to get started with that. As I mentioned, a lot of our students are eligible for some form of federal financial aid. So we can help you with that too, getting that started and filling that out and submitting it to see what kind of assistance you can get to make this affordable. And finally, also once you've applied for admissions, you're eligible to apply for a scholarship. And that is open for this coming fall. It's ready to go. You just have to be admitted to school and then fill it out. And it's one form, one easy form for you to fill out. And we look at every scholarship that you might be eligible for. Priority deadline is February 1. So again, now's the time to get started if you're thinking about going with us in this upcoming year. If you have any questions too for the future, please feel free to give us a call. The number's on the screen, or email us. We're happy to help. Or stop by. We're usually open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Happy to assist you. So thanks again for joining us today.